You know, we look at the early 1980s drafts in relation to goaltenders. Very rarely would a goalie be taken with a high pick. Now, this draft sensation was great in Sherbrooke of the Q for a number of years. He won a Memorial Cup with Cornwall actually in '81. I think it was as an add-on. I could be wrong here. But Dana Bruce, one of our followers of the channel, wanted me to do something on this very talented and a very handsome player who was big on Detroit's radar, but his NHL career didn't hit the level he was, but he did good internationally. So today we're talking about the very, very talented and very underrated for his era, Corrado Mikalev. Now, Corrado was born in Montreal. First broke in the Q with Sherbrooke in '79, playing 42 games. 1980 with Sherbrooke again at the Q, 37, 17, and 7, with a 4.20 average, which was pretty good at the time. 81 and 64 contests, 35, 26, and 3. He was part of Team Canada's World Junior title group in '81, helping them to a seventh place finish. Now, drafted 44 overall in the third round of the '81 draft, only 5'8", 170. Size went against him. He was a Memorial Cup Ems Trophy Outstanding Goalie winner in '81 for Cornwall. He was the QMJHL Plant Trophy winner for goal against average. 1980 with Sherbrooke, I said that stellar 4.20. Memorial Cup All-Star First Team in '81. Q All-Star First Team in '81. Q All-Star Second Team in 1980. Memorial Cup goals against average leader with Cornwall, 2.57 in '81. Memorial Cup wins leader, '81 again with Cornwall 3 victories. He was a Q shutouts leader in '81 with 2, and the playoffs goal against average leader with Sherbrooke in '81 with 3.28. He was also the playoff shutouts leader with 1 in 1981. Ironically, he was not selected in the '80 NHL entry draft despite being eligible. This is kind of bizarre, but his strong record. He had a better record in 1980 than he had in '81, and that was, his statistical best year. Now, rated in the Hockey News Draft Preview issue as the number one Q goalie prospect for the '81 NHL Draft. He had been loaned by Sherbrooke to Cornwall for the '81 Memorial Cup tournament, and the rest is history. Now, he grew up speaking fluent Italian as well as French and English because most of his family members came to Montreal from Italy and, of course, the beautiful island of Malta. His debut was on October against Hartford, October 17, '81. Wore a distinctive white mask in his early start and only played 113 games, some tough results. 26, 59, 15 with 2 shutouts. He did play in 3 playoff games in '85, but with a terrible 9.80 average. Now, he was Detroit Rookie of the Year in '83. Unfortunately, he was pulled during the second period of his first NHL game after he gave up 4 goals in the first 28 minutes of an 8-1 loss. However, he rebounded to be named NHL Player of the Week for the week ending December 12, '82. He also allowed Steve Thomas's first NHL goal in Detroit, March 30th, '85, in a game against Toronto. But he was well traveled. He played with Adirondack in the AHL, Kalamazoo of the IHL, Fribourg Gotthard of Switzerland, Villard-de-Lans Briançon of France, Varese Cormoasto of Italy, San Francisco of the IHL, Trier, Brunlagi, Erfurt, Beirut, and Ravensburg of Germany. Now, at the World Championship, he won bronze, but he was a spare goalie and did not play with that Canadian squad. He also played inline hockey in Montreal, Orlando, and San Jose of Roller Hockey International. Now, non-NHL awards and honors. He was German Division II top goalie in '99 for Braunlaga. Shutouts leader Braunlaga with 5 and 6 for Erfurt in 2000. He was also named San Jose's inline league assistant coach prior to the '99 season and remained in that position through the campaign. He was also named Erfurt's player head coach prior to the 2000 season, one of the few times a goalie was given that distinction, and remained in that position for the campaign. Now, again, played for Montreal, the RHI in 94-95 in his early years, Montreal Roadrunners, of course. Played for Orlando of the Inline League in '96, and played for San Jose of the Inline League in 1997. So, a very, very talented guy, but I want to go a little bit more in depth. Now, he did split the 82 season between Kalamazoo Wings and the NHL. Now, during his time in Detroit, Mikolev was chiefly used in a trio with goalie Gilles Gilbert and Greg Stephan. Again, Rookie of the Year voted, and again, the Canadian national team into championships as a strong backup to give him more seasoning internationally. Now, he again took his international career to Europe in '87. He came back with the San Francisco Spiders in '96 before returning to Europe to finish his playing career. Now, he also did some coaching as an AC with the Charlottetown Islanders of the Q, and of course, that's my old stomping grounds for my good pal Gordie Dwyer. So, Cornwall Rollins, let's look at the Memorial Cup numbers. 3-0, 140 minutes played, 6 goals against, 257 and 934 save percentage. First season, again, 82, 4, 10 and 1. He also played at Adirondack that year, 1 game and 20 games with Kalamazoo. And the 82-83 season with Detroit, he 11, 13 and 5. Adirondack in 83, 6 and 5. Detroit in 84, 5, 8 and 1. Adirondack in 84, 14, 10 and 5, up and down, up and down. 85 with Detroit, 5, 19 and 7. Adirondack for 1 game also in 85, 86, 1, 9 and 1 with Detroit, 7 games with Kalamazoo, 25 with Adirondack, so he's playing 3 teams a year. After 1 game at Adirondack in 87, again in Europe, in the NLA, he played 13 games in 87 with Fribourg. 89 and 90, Villard-de-Lans, he played 47 goals. 91-92 combined 47 contests with Briançon. HC Varese, 93, 19 games. HC Coromosto, 78 games in 94-95. Spiders, his last North American pro, 4, 8 and 2. And 97 and 98 combined 73 games with EHC Trier of the German Second League. 99 with EHA Harz of the Second League, 42 games. 2000, German the Third League, 48 games with ESH Erfurt. And 2002, ESC Bayreuth, 4 games, a 3 and 1 record. So at the World Juniors, where again they finished top 8, 1, 2 and 1 in 81. Now I saw Corrado play with Team Canada. I saw some of the Memorial Cup. I said to myself, this is an outstanding talent. But I think what happened with the situation with Detroit, Gilbert was a little bit too old. Stephan wasn't good. But he thought maybe Corrado was going to be somebody who could give you a solid backup, 25 to 30 games. But like I said, it didn't play out. He was being sent up and down, playing with 2 minor league teams in a big club. You know, it was he couldn't really decide. And Detroit didn't have strong years at that time because, Roger Vachon was also in the mix around that time too. So it was a lot going on. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you to our good friend of the channel for the request. If you remember Corrado as a very good Q player and probably the best add-on in Memorial Cup history, in my personal opinion, because that made a difference again in the Memorial Cup tournament. Let us know what you think about his career and especially his goalie mask. It's almost like a ghost mask. You don't see that often anymore. It was very comparable in the 70s, but by the 80s, everybody was going with the Dave Dryden style mask. So, ladies and gentlemen, we always appreciate requests. I'm glad somebody requested this guy because I was thinking of doing podcasts on him. But the thing is, what's been going on lately, we've been thematically doing a lot of baseball podcasts of the 70s and the Reds because of kind of the anniversary of the start of the Big Red Machine, or what they call the second phase. If you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And requests are always highly appreciated, always highly considered, and always highly appreciated. Thanks for listening. Bye.